How are you guys doing? Today is Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to do an elite individual profile on Wander Franco. The elite Dominican shortstop for the Tampa Bay Rays turns 21 today, and my intention with this episode is, of course, to zoom in and look at how he's been able to impact the Tampa Bay Rays organization game in, game out, season in, season out. And I'm also going to take a step back and look at how he's been able to impact the game of the MLB, as he's only 21 today. If you're unfamiliar with Wander Franco's story, he's a relatively shorter than he's a little shorter shortstop, but he's one of the best contact prospects that people have ever seen. And he went to the MLB and virtually shattered expectations. He would go on to have the longest active hitting streak in the MLB by a wide margin by the time he reached the end of the season. And I don't even think he started this last full season. I gave him an elite profile as a prospect because I believed that he would actually make it this far, at least by this point. And considering he exceeded my expectations is really exceeding something. That's really saying something. And I do think that, this is just the beginning of what could be an amazing baseball career, and what already is an amazing baseball career so far. So Wander Franco, originally from Bani, the Dominican Republic, would end up getting signed by the Tampa Bay Rays organization. He was taken as a international prospect in July of 2017 when he was just 16. After he would establish himself as one of the best prospects, if not even one of the, he was the top prospect for multiple seasons after Vladdy Guerrero had gone up to the league. And after Vladdy Guerrero had gone up, Wander Franco would, of course, have to go up through the necessary development. Once he made it up to the Tampa Bay Rays in this most recent season, he would not leave. His lone season that he's played was his age 20 season, this 2021 year. He would go on to play only 70 games in a Tampa Bay Rays season. That would see the Rays finish with a 162 record. They would finish with the best record in the American League for the second year in a row. And their 100 wins would be the most wins they would ever put together in a season in Tampa Bay ever. So, of course, it would be a very historic season, as this would also be the season where Randy Arozarena, whose birthday was yesterday, would win the Rookie of the Year. Kevin Cash would also win his second straight Manager of the Year. Wander Franco would, of course, they would have to wait to play him because, of course, there's a bit of a ruling with baseball teams where it's like if they wait a certain amount of games to let a player play, they get an extra year of control over his contract, which is very common, especially when you see top prospects like Wander Franco. But he would go on to play 70 games, and already in those 70 games, he would go on to reach base safely in 37 consecutive games, beating Mickey Mantle's record for a player 20 years or younger. And in his lone season, in the 70 games he played, he would go on to finish with 81 hits. That's 11 more hits than games played. He had 53 runs, as he had 5 triples on the year, 7 home runs, 39 RBIs. He would finish with a 288 batting average. His 347 on-base percentage and 463 slugging would combine for an 810 OPS, which would combine for a 129 OPS plus, making his slugging his OPS about 29 points better than the average baseball player. And this is him as a rookie this past year. He would go on to only play in 70 games, which is probably the only reason why he wasn't named the American League Rookie of the Year, as the Rookie of the Year was his teammate, Randy Arozarena. And within this most recent season, of course, he would go on to break that record of just making it to base. And then following that season, he would go on to help the Rays make the playoffs. Once the Rays made the playoffs, They would lose in the very first round in the division series to the Red Sox. The Red Sox would end up losing to the Astros, who ended up losing to the Atlanta Braves in this most recent World Series. But following this 2021 season, Wander Franco, after one season, would be signed to an 11-year, $182 million contract extension, which just surpassed Ronald Acuna's for a team, just to get a sense of how good he is. He was inked for almost $200 million off of only 70 games. I don't think that's rare. I don't think that's been seen before, but considering he's shown promise of being an all-time great, I would think that they're betting on the right horse when it comes to this. I wish there was more to talk about, but I mean, Wander Franco hasn't really played more except for that season, and already in that season, he helped the Rays finish with the best record in baseball. So it's kind of worth seeing what he's willing to do as he learns and grows with his team, as this team gets better, and seeing if what he does as this team gets worse as well, because you can get worse from the best team in baseball. That's the only place to go, unless they repeat as the best team next year, and I'll just eat my words in the next episode. With that said, I want to thank the Pro Baseball Reference website and the Wikipedia articles that I needed in order to get this data in order to do this episode. And I want to wish Wander Franco a happy 21st birthday. If you ever get a chance to watch him, I would recommend doing so. He wears number 5 for the Tampa Bay Rays. He plays shortstop. And once all of today's exhibitions and matchups are done, I'm going to come back tomorrow on Wednesday, March 2nd for another episode. So until then, thanks for listening. I hope all is well, and I will catch you with another episode after this. And hopefully by this time next year, I'll have more to talk about as it comes to the epic that is Wander Franco's growing career. Thanks for listening. I hope all is well, and I'll catch you with another episode tomorrow. Peace out.